Welcome back to Nonstop XP. You could call me Nix, and in today's video, we are doing another artist review. And today we are with LshaunArt. I know I say this wrong all the time, but I don't care. Cato.
Hi, so as Alex said, my name is LaShawn Cato, even though he will continually call me Cato. I am an artist, digital artist, traditional artist, just an artist in all media from Trinidad, and I'm currently getting my visual arts degree. I go by LshaunArt on all my socials, so YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and yeah, that's basically me.
That was pretty much perfect. So
Yeah, yeah.
we're gonna jump straight into this. I want to know your origin story. I want to know what got you into art, like what made you stick with it and what made you love it. So by all means, go ahead.
So that is like a big question. I guess I'd say the cliche thing and say I've always been drawing for as long as I can remember. We all say that.
Yeah.
My first memory of me like enjoying art and like doing art and not just scribbling because I'm a kid. When I was in primary school, there was this orchard competition. I don't know if anyone else remembers these, but there's an orchard competition where you had to like color in whatever the orchard company sent in for us to draw.
Yeah.
And my teacher kind of made it as a competition within the class, and so we all had to basically audition to be the one representing our class in the competition.
Yeah.
And I lost, and I was salty about it.
Those first
And
defeats
so,
do hurt.
exactly. So from that day on, I was like, I'm gonna be the best artist in this class. So I started practicing drawing a lot. I also remember like tracing a lot. Ooh, that's the forbidden sin as an artist, I remember tracing a lot as a kid, and my parents, I used to trace to be able to color the things that I trace.
Yeah.
And my parents would be like, oh my God, you did that. That's so cool. And I kind of felt bad because I'm like, I didn't draw it though. I'm just coloring it.
Yeah.
So I also learned to draw so that I could like feel the full pride of doing the entire thing myself. So that's kind of why I learned to draw.
Because we had a full-on discussion about it in the previous interview I did with Gen X. And I think at some point, most of us growing up, especially as kids, we traced. It's
Like that's
yeah,
that's just how it is.
exactly. It's like using your training wheels, on like a tricycle or something, But I think the people who grew up and they never bothered to put in the work and learn how to draw, I think those people are the ones who give tracing a horrible name, like a bad
Yeah,
reputation.
because to me, I see tracing as just another tool that you can use. Like professional artists trace, like
Yeah,
they trace, they also know how to draw.
yeah,
so, so it's not as bad because you know that the reason they're tracing this circle is not because they can never draw a circle. It's a tool. You can use it to like speed up your workflow. It also like the repetition of tracing can help you learn how to draw something as
yeah.
well. So it's not inherently a bad thing, but can be used for nefarious purposes.
Nah. Let's move on. What made you fall in love with art?
What made me fall in love with art? I don't know per se.
Damn, she's a
Uh,
fraud.
I'm a
We got
fraud.
her, guys. We got her.
No, I genuinely, I feel like, I guess this would continue the origin story. Like when I went into secondary school, it was the first time I had like an actual art class. We're here for 35 minutes to learn art. And it was so fun to me. I was like, oh my gosh, this is class. Like, this isn't me trying to fit in time to draw something. This is an actual class that I'm getting to do. And from there, I just started like going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into all the different aspects of art and the things that art could mean. And I remember my art teacher telling me like, hey, you can go to art school. Like, I was like, that's a thing. Like, it's like art school is a thing. And
Yeah.
I guess like the idea of it, of being able to do something that I love full time like that way, but I can't like pinpoint a specific moment where I fell in love. I just love the idea of art, I guess.
Oh damn. I was really hoping for some type of magical story.
No, I don't have any of those.
I'm one of those people. That really like hearing the history of how people, how others claim to love the thing that they do. Something about that is really interesting to me, and I'm disappointed you don't have one for me.
I'm so sorry.
Just being completely honest, man. It
sucks. I feel like if I think hard enough, I could probably come up with something, but it won't be like genuine. It'd just be like me trying to like piece together.
You could have sold me a dream, you know, like that would have been nice too.
So you want me to lie to you? Okay.
I didn't say that.
Right.
Okay, now that we know about your origin story, what would you say was the most difficult thing for you to learn in art, like in any of the crafts that you do? Because you said you do traditional, you do digital, you do like different genres of art in general.
So the hardest part for me, I think, is creativity, because I started art in a very academic way. I guess I'd say it like that. So even though I drew for fun, a lot of it was trying to improve. So I spent a lot of time on foundations, I'd say. Not all of them, but some of them. I spent a lot of time on the foundations and doing a lot of what would be considered like fine art, you know, so like drawing and color pencil books. Yeah, the boring stuff.
So you bougie. Oh, okay. I see you. I see what's happening.
No. So I'd see people who grew up on anime, and so they immediately started their art journey with fan art and doing what they love. And I'd be kind of envious because I didn't have that. I didn't grow up watching anime, so I didn't know how to draw in like a stylized, fun way. I was just back to the books, like here's how to do an apple, here's how to draw hands, like, you know. And as useful as those things are, they're not really creative. And after a while, so I stuck with portraiture a lot. That's kind of my main area. Stuck with portraiture a lot, and then I'm in a place where it's like, okay, now what? What do I do? How do I make this interesting? How do I make this creative? And I don't know how to do it. So it's kind of a challenging phase. I'm glad for the foundation, but I also wish that in my formative years, I kind of explored more things and did more things for fun and just drew whatever came to mind. So I feel like that's why I'd say creativity is like the hardest thing for me. I'm still struggling with it. This year was the year I'm gonna tackle that, but we'll see how it goes.
I think it's great that you are one of those people who are able to see where they struggle in this craft, right? And tell yourself, okay, I need to go practice that maybe this year and dedicate an entire year to it, which it just kind of overall makes you a much better artist. I used to be super stubborn with this in terms of actually learning how to properly structure a body or the anatomy, how anatomy works. And I have a friend of mine overseas who constantly tells me to do gesture drawing. Come do gesture drawing with me. And I'm like,
you should do gesture drawings. They're fun.
So, I did some of it, and I wouldn't lie, I got better. But I'm such a stubborn person. I don't know. I know it's good for me. There's just a part of me that doesn't want to push myself to go do it, even though I know I eventually will have to. Right. Another thing, as you mentioned, that your portraits are really nice, and I've seen some of your work too. You're gonna do me a favor and send me some of your favorite pieces so I could put it in the video while we speak, so people can kind of talk at your art and start fangirling or fanboying over your work, right? Oh, and by the way, if y'all made it this English. Oh, and if y'all made it this far in the video, go ahead and do me a favor. Subscribe to Lshaun's channel, her YouTube channel, and her Instagram. She also has a TikTok too. I'm not on there, but I'll still try to get a screenshot of it and post it somewhere on the screen. I'm not sure. But do me a favor and do that if you'd like to meet new artists. Just listen to her. She has a great personality. I think everyone that I'm going to bring on this channel has a great personality, has a lot of room for improvement and growing. And I think in time, these people are going to be some of those big accounts we see all over the place, you know, just because of the drive they have. So do me a favor and be one of those day one supporters for these guys. All right, back to the interview. All right, so my other question for you is, where do you see your art taking you? Like, what's the ultimate goal for you and art? You said you're doing your degree, which is amazing, by the way, and I'm also very jealous. You know, but anyway, we're gonna talk about that.
Don't be a torture.
Right, I heard stories, but I still want it.
So, I was the same way. I was like, I want to experience the suffering for myself, exactly. And now I'm here. And
it's like I know I could take it. Right? What's your big goal with art? Right, talk to me.
My dream. So ideally, the goal is to become self-sufficient on my art and like make a full-time income just off of my art through different streams. I know like social media is the thing now for most artists. It's kind of oversaturated, and also, well, you know, with being in Trinidad, it's already an even smaller scene. And it's kind of hard to break through on social media with art. But that's where I'd want to be one day. Being able to like sell prints and originals and, you know, I don't know, like stickers, like anything, like just
like big commissions
yeah, I do commissions even now, and like I just want to take that to like an even bigger scale. Basically like find them and basically form a community of people who enjoy my art, and I guess in some ways enjoy me and my personality. And you know, that's kind of where I see myself. I also have a backup plan.
Always.
That's important, especially as artists and creatives. We need a backup plan, because not everyone is gonna be the next Da Vinci, and you know, we have to be realistic sometimes.
That is true. That's very, very true. I think it's an inspiring goal that you have. I think it's a goal that a lot of people share too. I think the more we do stuff like this, the more we meet other like-minded people who have similar goals, and we're all trying to work towards each individual goal. We help each other along the way. Like even doing stuff like this, I think it may not blow up to 50,000 views or anything like that, but I really do think it like every little bit counts.
It kind of connects us, you know, so we start being familiar with the people who in this space. Like shout out the CC art group, like like that was the first time I realized there were so many artists like me that had the same kind of ideas and same goals as me in Trinidad. It's kind of cool.
Exactly. Like I never really met as many artists locally as I, you know, met from that group. You know, I can't believe I forgot to shout them out. I have to put their Instagram here. This is TTR group. This is the group I mentioned in the last interview, where I said there's an art group made for people in the Caribbean, and it's great. So if you all are from the Caribbean, go ahead, send them a message, join up. They have a Discord, it's active. A lot of people in there are very supportive. So go ahead and do that. Right? But as I was saying too, is like I think once we continue to connect with each other, it's great for everyone involved. You know, because we learn from one another, if we want to admit it or not. Because some people like to pretend. It's like, oh, I'm a lone ranger. I'm out here in the wilderness by myself. You know, it's like, no, we all learn from each other, and it's something that needs to be acknowledged. But anyway, all right, listen, this has been great so far, but sadly, you know, all good things come to an end and whatnot. I have to ask you the last question of the interview. what advice do you have for like new artists, people who are now getting into the craft? You know, it's such an intimidating thing once you first approach it. But yeah, what would you say to those newcomers, young or old?
I'd say
stay away from AI.
Yes, stay away from AI, guys. Don't do it. Don't. I'd say my biggest advice is have fun. Having fun with it will tackle basically every issue that you'll come across in art. Like, if something is challenging, make it into a fun challenge, you know, like even if it means doing like a 30-day challenge or a 5-day challenge or timing yourself or like whatever you consider fun, that will help you so much. And like, learn from my mistakes. I focus so much on like the details and now I'm like lacking a lot of creativity. Do what you enjoy. Make that no matter what you're doing, even if you're trying to study the fundamentals, make sure you're enjoying it. Make sure that you're always like testing your mind and challenging yourself. Just enjoy art. Art is fun. It's something that not everyone can do. It's something that everyone can learn to do.
Yes.
But you know, not everyone is, I guess, brave enough or willing to like jump into it. And the fact that you're even considering art is already like a big deal. So like, congrats to you. Just enjoy it. That's my advice.
I had to hold back a laugh when you basically called non-artists cowards.
Yeah, they're cowards, bro. Y'all can't roll with us. Y'all don't know what we do.
Y'all are cowards. Listen, I think this was great. I would love to have you on again in the future for different art topics.
I'd love to come back. This was fun.
Yo, again, go subscribe to LshaunArt. God damn, I can't help myself. LshaunArt Cato's Instagram and YouTube. Go subscribe, guys. Tell her, you know, Nick sent you or something. I don't think I'm anywhere close to as famous for that to happen, but even if a few of you guys go across and you do it, I would greatly appreciate that. The channel is gonna go in much more of an art-oriented direction. I hope you all stick around. I'm going to be talking to way more artists. I'm going to have some bigger stuff planned in the future. Ascension is going to be out this year as well. Also, if you all want to become a character in the story, I will legit draw you as a character in the story. You most likely wouldn't survive, but anyway, we'll talk about that later. DM me on Twitter or leave a comment in the video. Right, and yeah, this was really fun. I am going to enjoy doing this a lot more. Right, and
I'm gonna enjoy watching it. So thanks for having me here.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Right, and to everyone else, you all have a great fucking day. Later.
Bye.